Hey, what's going on, YouTube people? It's your boy, the Badwolf, just in the middle of knocking out some more valuable information for you. So this particular video is going to be about sales tax. Okay, you know, it's something that we pay for every day on everything we always be paying, right? But what if I were to tell you that is for U.S. citizens and federal citizens inside the system? And if you're going out and purchasing on the fact that you are a U.S. national, maybe, just maybe, you ain't got to pay them taxes, okay? At least on everyday items. Okay, so reminding you all, of course, this is educational purposes only. I'm not saying go out there and do this or not. I'm just saying sometimes the proof is in the pudding, but you have to do your own due diligence. Now, I started this years and years ago, but kind of dropped the ball, got into this. One of the bad things about being a nerd is that every time you see something new and interesting, you kind of flock to that. So I put down a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get back into all of them now and get it hashed out. Maybe one day I'll write a big book on this. Otherwise, you know, YouTube videos will have to do for now. So over the last couple of months, I've been hit up by you guys asking me about the same question. So a couple of us have put things into action and to, you know, see what's going on. And I'm going to go over the findings today. You know, it's just kind of coincidental how some other people I noticed their videos too kind of came about in talking about this as well. So my conclusion finally came today. So let's get going. All right, now I know for a fact that when I was a GM for, we'll call it Home Depot, that, and it was only for a little while, just need a little something to tide me over. When we were in offices, we were taught that if somebody comes in and they claim that they are tax exempt, you just take the number that they give you, put it in there, and keep going. Okay, you know. I happen to know that for the most part, unless you're buying like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of materials, for the most part, the company really doesn't care. Yeah, they do report that stuff. So at the end of the day, you know, like unless you are doing this all the time and it's substantial, they really don't care. Because what are you going to do? At the end of the year, you're going to owe like maybe $100 or say even $500 in store-bought taxes, when in all actuality, the taxes on those products are supposed to be paid by the store. The corporation is supposed to absorb those out of their profits from what you just buy. But they don't. They pass it on to you, the consumer. Okay, so we already know that's the shimmy sham right there. All right. So in my efforts, I was also contacted by a fellow wolf out there. And they sent me, which you're not going to be able to see clearly. Oh, especially if I don't have it on the right page. So I was working on before you guys came into Mr. Bad Wolf's neighborhood. This particular receipt right here. Now, this is not the only one, okay? There's many of them that I've been looking at, and they all come up to the same thing. But this is the one that kind of jumped off. So this particular person went to the Family Dollar, and they got some products. The lady asked, or he must have made mention that he was a national, and she's like, okay. So she took his passport ID number, okay, entered it in, and to his astonishment, it popped up as national. Now, I wasn't there exactly to verify the information, but he said that it popped up national, okay, and got the discount. No sales tax. That's what it says right here. $5 even. Okay? No sales tax. Now, if we break that down, why would that happen? Okay? All corporations, they all the upper body, they all know that they are supposed to pay that tax out of their profits to the GOV. IRS, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, but they pass it on to us. Now, if you're a federal employee or a U.S. citizen, you know, that's one thing because they ask you to pay it, and so it is what it is. But on your private side, as a U.S. national, state citizen, foreign national, however you want to see it and say it, we're foreign to them. Okay, so foreign people aren't held to those taxes. Okay, now those taxes in purchasing your everyday products and stuff like that. Now I do know in some states are a little bit different in how they interact, so you might have to do your homework on it. And I do know that some things like a car or a motorcycle, whatever else, those might even be subject to different forms of taxing, and you might not be able to even use your tax exempt status with those. So you have to do your own due diligence. But let's keep going. All right, so close that out. Email. Okay, so I contacted my particular state's DOR, right? Now, to my astonishment, okay, these people are always, what they call it, Johnny on the clock, always getting down to brass tacks and ready to bend you over and, do that Uncle Merv stuff, you know what I mean? So I contacted them, and to my surprise, they were like, here is a link to a website. That's it. On their page, right? I was like, all right. So I go there expecting to get just the whammity wham, you know what I mean? Like, here it goes. You cannot do this. And mind you, in the email, I told them, I said, I am this. I'm a foreign national, U.S. national, blah, blah, blah. I said that I was at the store, and that in talking with the clerk, I told her that that's what I was. She seen my ID. I gave her the number, put it in there, and she gave me the discount. No sales tax charge, right? And I'm totally expecting at that point in time for them just to go, oh, that's illegal. You have to do this. Nope. Get to that page, right? It basically says some people qualify for sales tax exemption and others don't. Yeah, that's literally all it said. That's all it said. So I contacted him again. I said, specifically, I need to know if this is an illegal transaction or action or course. Is it private because of the corporation? The whole kit and caboodle, just to break down, right? The person said, we are not allowed. This is the Department of Revenue for my state. They said, we are not allowed to give you that information. Contact the Department of State. Okay. One moment, please. Here's my email to the Department of State and our correspondence. Dear so-and-so, your query would best be answered by the Office of Foreign Missions. For information on diplomatic tax exemptions, please visit www.state.gov/OFM/tax/. So for those playing the home game, by all means. They then responded directly. Well, I won't give her name unless you can zoom in, and that's on you guys. Okay, she doesn't want it on there. Whatever. She first asked me for a specific number, like, I've already applied or whatever else, because you can't apply directly from them to get a card. And not only can you get a card, but there are cards for students, there are cards for general use, private, or personal, individual, corporation. And then there's levels to them, and depending on what, they have like an animal on each different one, that, or some type of image like that corresponds to how much you can get off, and if it's unlimited across the board, like 100% tax on nothing, just nothing, or only on certain items, or only 50%. So there's something to this, all right? So they asked me for the PID, or the personal identification number, to which case I responded back to her respectfully, I don't have one, I've got this, I use my blah, blah, blah. So I copied her, the information from all the emails with the state, the local state, to her, gave it to her, said, this is what I have. This is what I got. Make it happen. Let me know what's going on. Am I doing something illegal? Doing something wrong? Is there something they can buzz me for? She gets back, gives me a different link. Okay. Now this one says www.state.gov/sales dash tax dash exemption / Okay? Doesn't say anything else. She doesn't. I go to the page, and basically, once again, it says some people qualify, some people don't qualify. If you want a card, contact us here. So, should I ever use this? I'm going to keep these emails and say, these people never told me at all that this was an illegal action. Okay? Or that this could be used against me. Because that'd be like me going up to a cop and say, hey, if I buy weed from that guy across the street, would you bust me? Hell yeah! Like, who's that guy? Let's go! You know what I mean? Like, so how can you? They would do that. So why aren't they saying that? It's like they are being super encryptive on this. Now we already know that it works. Okay, so I'm not even saying that. I've known that this works for a long time. Even when I worked for Home Mepo, I knew that it would work then. So it's not like I didn't know that this didn't work. I just wanted the proof. So finally I buckled down and jumped on this. So between that and the other wolf out there sent me their receipts, we know that it works. It's not about knowing that it works. I want to make sure this wasn't going to be something that can bite you in the tuchus, you know, as they say. And so knowing what I know, the outcome, the possible ramifications are that, like, look, minor purchases, they're not going to bother you. They don't care. Company knows that they're supposed to absorb it. The GOV knows that you're a foreign national, so you don't have to pay it. So I don't think you'd have any problems doing this. Maybe there's with certain items, whatever else, you know, there might be something different to it. Say if it was you're buying a gun or car, I don't even know. Maybe it wouldn't work on a house. I don't know. So you have to kind of use it with your own best judgment. My thing is it doesn't hurt to ask. Because if you ask and they don't say no, do it and then see what happens. Obviously, at the end of the day, unless you're, you know, in for $50,000, $100,000 worth of tax exempt stuff, they don't really care. They're not going to take you to trial or whatever else for like $5 or $100 or $1,000. I mean, for the most part, until you get around $5,000 to $10,000, you're not even going to be on their radar. Okay, and then still yet, it would have to compile up there. Probably have to be some complaints about you. But here's the thing: if you're giving them your passport number, that number can be referred back to you, obviously, because it's going to be in their system. You know, they know by the length of the number and the information put in there where that goes. So, are they really going to compile millions of people around the United States into their database where you guys have been, you know, getting tax exempt, this, that, and the other? I know for a fact that many people have done this. Like, put it this way, I've never heard of anybody being pounced on for it. But I'm just saying, like, that's also small potatoes. So we're faced with, where do we get 100% the okay from it? Well, they avoided it. Up the chain, they just said, here, if you want to get a card. Now, I wrote out specifically, this is what I'm going to be doing, this is what I've done, or whatever, and they didn't say yes, they didn't say no, they just said, here's information on that. And there wasn't anything about that being used that way. So, use it sparingly.